Okay, for those who haven't seen it yet, VivziePop just put out a video over on her channel explaining that Helluva Boss is now going to be airing on Amazon Prime. But don't get angry, the show will still be on YouTube as well, and the goal does not seem to be to make the show more like Hazbin Hotel. Instead, Helluva Boss is more of a commercial for Hazbin Hotel. Hazbin Hotel will still release the way it did before, with season drops across a month or so, but Helluva Boss will keep releasing the way it has as well, coming out just one episode at a time as often as it can, but presumably months apart. This deal allows for VivziePop to maintain complete control over Helluva Boss and allows her to let the characters from her shows interact with each other. That was the key focus of this video, which was a fully animated sequence involving Charlie and Blitz just hanging out, before Blitz starts introducing all the Hazbin Hotel characters to show the crossover potential. It was pretty awesome to see this much already, with the promise being that we'll get more crossover action at some point in the future. While the exact schedule is not confirmed, Blitz explained in the video that Helluva Boss will release on Amazon Prime first, then a month or so, maybe a tiny bit longer later, it will go live on YouTube for everyone to see for free. Now for VivziePop, the reasons to want this are obvious, as it gives her the guaranteed money she needs to finish her second show, while also allowing her to finally do a crossover. One thing VivziePop had said before was that she really wanted to do a scene with all 7 deadly sins. But the closest we get to that is the episode of Helluva Boss where we meet every sin except Lucifer, because Lucifer is owned by Amazon Prime in Hazbin Hotel. Amazon, however, already knows how powerful Helluva Boss is as an advertisement for their show. At first, I think they might have been a bit hesitant to pick up Hazbin Hotel with Helluva Boss already existing, as they may have seen it as diluting their brand. After all, by the time Hazbin Hotel actually aired, Helluva Boss was already into season 2. But in the end, Hazbin Hotel managed to become the #1 animated show on Prime, even beating out the show Invincible. That was huge because Invincible was led by big names like Seth Rogen and came from a very popular long-running comic book. VivziePop had her own fan base built up over just a few years with her pilot for Hazbin, and it only exploded with the later release of Helluva Boss. I like to imagine that after season 1 of Hazbin Hotel, the new episodes of Helluva Boss just made more and more people go watch Hazbin Hotel on Amazon Prime, making them realize that Helluva Boss really was the ultimate commercial. Without Helluva Boss, the interest in Hazbin Hotel may have died down pretty fast after the pilot was released, and with such a long wait till season 1, Helluva Boss may have been what kept the fandom alive, which seemed to be VivziePop's plan for the show all along. Now that Amazon Prime sees it, it makes sense to fund the show themselves, at least partially, and release it with its more sporadic schedule, making sure that people are thinking about the brand, including Hazbin Hotel, throughout the year, instead of just when a new season drops. This is not that different than what they did with Invincible, which had a huge gap between seasons 1 and 2 because of how long it takes to animate. Because of that, they released a special one-off episode focusing on one of its characters to keep the interest in the show going during the break. This plan with Helluva Boss is one hell of an experiment, but hopefully it leads to a world where we aren't just getting shows as full season drops. Those can be fun to binge, but hopefully what this proves to Amazon Prime is that they can invest in shows that release a little bit more sporadically. In an ideal world, there'd probably be an episode of Helluva Boss at least every month or two. As even when it's just 1 month before a new episode, it feels like there almost isn't enough time to build up the hype. I feel like the wait between episodes are part of what made each one feel like such a special event, and it managed to really prove the entire world wrong about the attention span of an audience and how much you need to put out in order to keep people interested. For now, the absolute best part of this little announcement was just getting to see new animation of all these characters. The hiatus since Helluva Boss Season 2 ended has been pretty empty, and you can already tell that the writers have a lot of ideas for how these two different shows can collide. But for more information, go check out the announcement for yourself, and for more crossover ideas, check out the video I put out about what would happen if the characters from Helluva Boss went over to the Hazbin Hotel. See you guys there.